Hello everybody. In this video I'm going to answer you some questions that I got from my subscribers. And let me start right away. It is not going to be easy to answer to those questions because some questions you cannot answer with one sentence, so I have to give you some more information about those things that I am going to present to you. Now, first question is, who is best for you, Genus or Catron? My answer was I like both of them. I prefer SD90 in live performing and I prefer Genus in studio. But then person asks me why reason. You can ask me a lot of questions, we can argue on that, and that argument could be a very long argument. But now I will try to answer you some of those points. So first, answer what I like better, this or this. It is not easy answer because I like Genus, I like Catron. As I told you, Catron for live performing, Genus for studio. Genus is very well integrated with MIDI communication with Cubase. Through MIDI communication with Cubase. So all my output MIDI channels and input MIDI channels are working very well without any interruption, without any problem, any freezing, any crashes. So with this guy here, I can do things, but I have to go around to do some things. For example, if I'm using this this instrument in studio, I have to use just MIDI output. All MIDI inputs I have to put on off. If I want to avoid conflict with synchronization and with live performing and live recording, using that as an arranger keyboard in MIDI recording functionality. So if I want to avoid those problems, I have to use that just at this moment when I'm recording and when I'm putting idea, just MIDI outputs. Even MIDI filtering will not help me too much if I'm using MIDI filtering in Cubase. That is one reason, communication. Now, but if I am finished with material, with my idea, then after that I can switch to mode where I can use MIDI inputs and MIDI output just on channel number 1, then I can continue to work with my idea. So I have some problem that I'm experiencing with communications. If I put all communications right away, I am experiencing some problem in communication between SD90 and Cubase. Those problems I don't have with Genus. That is one reason. Second reason, about sound. All those sounds in Genus, they sounds like processed sounds, prepared to sound very good as a recording. Now, to understand that very well, I will tell you one thing. All of you should be familiar about sound on hi-fi speakers, sound on studio speakers, and sound on live speakers. That sound is totally different sound. It sounds totally different. They behave differently. They are prepared to sound different in sound. Studio is well prepared space, acoustically treated space, and those speakers will bring you flat sound in front of your ears. If we are listening to the music on hi-fi, it is pleasant, nice, colored music, prepared to be nice and pleasant in home environment. If we are on concert, a lot of people, huge space, aggressive speakers, everything is so different. And those sounds, they have to be prepared to sound in that environment on different way than those sounds. That's why all known musicians, they are asking their sound engineers to prepare those sounds that are recorded on studio material, to prepare them, to work on them, to be presented on the best way in live environment. Because those tiny sounds, processed sounds, they will not be good in live environment. And all of you who ever worked on mixing styles for arranger keyboards in studio or hi-fi speakers, you got experience when you take those sounds in space where you have to work in live environment, you are getting totally different picture. Then you have to reduce some mixing or equalize some sounds to be better or change effects. A lot of reverb in live environment. It will not be so great like reverb that we need in studio to put everything in nice space to sound and be presented on YouTube in cover songs or on CDs as a material to record it in same space nicely. And everything here is in the same space. In live environment, we could have live musicians as well. And their instruments sounds totally different from this guy. They sounds more closer to this guy. This guy sounds rounded, powerful, raw sound that we want to get in live environment. So that's why this guy is winner in live performing and this guy is winner in studio. And that's why you will experience that thing whenever you have situation when you have two keyboards beside each other in live situation. Especially if you, as a one person, you make all those sounds on this keyboard, and then you go in live space and you are comparing them, you will feel difference, and everybody who is listening will feel difference. And all of my friends who were listening, they told me this is better guy in live environment. Sometimes when you get set from somebody else, if somebody makes set of the sounds and styles and you bought it from him and you have it, you can sometimes, not sometimes, very often you will feel that set is not working for you. You have to take sounds from different sets and styles from different sets, because whoever made that set, it is that person, it is not you. You have your taste for sound, for style, and that's why it's very hard to buy something and say that is good, that is something that I like. You can find something, but you cannot find everything there. So that is an answer for that question, why I prefer this in studio, why I prefer this here. Now, next question. Man asked me, can I use Genus? What is the best? Use Genus or SD90? Genus or Novation keyboard to control SD90? Of course, SD90, if you want to control, you will buy controller. Genus is not MIDI controller, people. Genus is arranger keyboard. It has some features where you can go to menu and you can decide if you want go to MIDI and transmit MIDI, receive MIDI, you can transmit control change, program change, aftertouch, notes, you can transfer that. But two basic things, you cannot write code, MIDI code, with those messages, and you cannot save that code on Genus. You cannot integrate SD90 into the Genus and work with both of them at the same time with total integration. Genus is not MIDI controller. Novation is MIDI controller. You have to learn what is MIDI controller. And not all MIDI controllers are the same. Some of them are meant to control virtual instruments, like Contact MIDI controller. And this one is to control virtual and hardware. Not all of them are ready to control hardwares. Now, with this one, I can, on the dedicated button, I can write MIDI code with MSB message, LSB message, control change message, program change message, so volume and all those things I can save it here and call right away. I can call sound that is saved on this button. I cannot save message and control these things here from here. So that's why Genus is keyboard as a control with limitation. Only one arranger is arranger keyboard and MIDI controller, that is Korg PA3, PA4 or Korg series that has those capabilities. Because with Korg you can integrate any sound module and totally control in style section, in upper section. So only Korg PA4, PA3 or some of those Korgs, they are MIDI controllers. They have all capability like MIDI controller that you can use and you can control. But even with them, you are limited with controlling a volume with sliders on some MIDI channels. You can, if you do some remapping, you can do that in this case. But there are a lot of limitation. You can do, you can control some things with sliders as well here, but as I told you, a lot of limitations. So now we know that Genius is not MIDI controller and Novation is MIDI controller. So let us continue to next question. Next question was, do you know when is going to be a new Korg arranger keyboard market? Nobody knows that now, especially yet in this situation with this virus. It is not going to be soon. First, when virus is over, then after that, if Korg is ready, if Korg even was ready to release it, it will not release right now in this situation when it has to be transported and it has to be purchased. Who is going to, people are buying stuff, food and those things. Now we have to wait. But you have PA4, you have PA3, you have those great keyboards, you can enjoy them. Even with those keyboards you are limited, you cannot play everywhere now, you have to sit at home and everything is on limitations. So now we don't have those answers, we have to wait. And when it's there, I'm missing Korg very much and hopefully it will be soon on market. So next question is related to this guy here. I got some messages here, people are talking that SD90 with latest operating system has some problems. It is not possible to save some styles. It doesn't work properly. So all those stories are not true. Latest operating system is same like previous operating system. So there is no differences. Whatever was bug in previous system, it is bug right now as well. So those bugs are some kind of limitations, but you can make style, you can convert style, you can save style, you can do whatever you want to do. It is a great instrument, you can use it in live performing professionally, you can do a lot of great things, whatever you can do on Genius, whatever you can do on Korg. Just some stuff that are bonus, they are limited still here because they are still working on a new operating system to give us more great things with this great keyboard. So it is, you know what is that? We heard some stories from somebody, then story goes from a person to person and they are exaggerating the stories. They are making totally new stories that is coming in as a totally wrong thing. So it is not true. Great keyboard, great instrument, enjoy, and whoever buy this keyboard, it will be happy, or whoever buys Genius, it will be happy. You will be happy. If you buy a Korg, you will be happy as well. Depends what you want, what is your world, what is your taste. So thank you very much for watching this video. I tried to answer you some questions, but as I told you at the beginning, it wasn't so easy.